back to Vitale. So today, I'm so excited for today because I'm doing like a 90s inspired makeup look. I'm actually so inspired by the 90s. Don't mind my mic, but look, I'm wearing overalls. I know. Raise your hand if all you wore was overalls in the 90s. Sorry, I keep looking in the viewfinder because it keeps showing a box that makes me feel like I'm not in focus, but that makes me nervous, so I'm gonna let it go. Today I'm doing this look, which is very matte. The lower lash line is really smoked out. That brown, like sort of brown matte lip that's really in right now, and everything is matte. This look was really inspired by a picture I found of my mother and I, which I will insert here somewhere. And it's a picture from her and I from Carnevale. I was dressed as a fairy, I think, and she wasn't dressed, but she was dressed up for anything. She was just taking a picture with me, and you can see in the picture really heavy smoked out lower lash line, brown, those sort of like brown matte lips, no highlighter, nothing like that. So I was really inspired by that picture, and also I was roaming around Pinterest, as I do, and came across two pictures, one of Cindy Crawford, one of Claudia Schiffer, which were both my mother's like idols when it came to makeup. So I took inspiration from both of those pictures as well, and I will post them here somewhere for you to see kind of where I got my inspiration. So I hope that you find this video helpful. I also had an idea that I wanted to get your feedback on, because now that tutorials really have become one of my favorite videos to film and so many of you enjoy them, I thought it would be really fun to recreate looks from Pinterest, because you know Pinterest is just full of makeup looks, like pictures of makeup looks and whatnot, and we all pin them, but so often you don't know where there's no source of the picture, so you don't even know how to recreate the look and whatnot. So I thought it'd be a really fun idea to do that. So I have a ton of pictures on my Pinterest board that's labeled makeup. I have a ton of pictures of makeup looks that I have pinned. So if you want to go on there, I will leave the link to my Pinterest down below. So if you want to go on there and just check it out, and then let me know what looks you want to see, or maybe take that picture and tag me on Instagram, and I will do it. I think that's such a fun idea. And I was thinking about doing the same thing, but with clothes, like with outfits that were inspired by the Pinterest looks that are all over Pinterest. But let me know if that's something that you're interested in. And then one more question and I will go on with the video. I've been getting a lot of requests for some back to school looks, but I wanted to know from you, like, what are you looking for as far as back to school? Are you looking for natural? Are you looking for quick? Are you looking for long lasting? Like, let me know what you're looking for, and I would definitely, or you're looking for drugstore, let me know, and I will definitely come and bring you some ASAP, because schools are starting around here already within the next, I think, week or so. So before I can go on and on and on about talking, but before I do that, let's go on with the tutorial. Now, first I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm going to pop a little bit of this on. Not too much, because by using too much primer, it can have the same effect if you were to use no primer, which just makes your eyeshadow crease. So just a little goes a long way. As my base, I'm using this Color Tattoo from Maybelline, and this is from their leather collection, and I believe it's permanent, which is great. And this color is Creamy Beige. I'm going to use that with my brush on my Real Techniques. I think this is just a crease brush. Deluxe crease brush. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this onto my eyes. I just need like a cool tone base, nothing too heavy. I'm actually going to start with my finger so I can apply a bit more. Great. Now for the first shadow, I'm using for our all over color. This is a Milani shadow, and the color is Bella Cappuccino. Now this is it's a lovely cool tone, taupey, browny color. It's, to be honest, not super pigmented, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm just going to use that on a flash shadow brush, but I'm probably just going to switch to my fingers pretty soon. I'm just going to apply that all over the lid, just to set the color tattoo. For my crease, I'm using something that's just a little bit warmer, but I'm going to use it really lightly with a fluffy brush. This is just from Sephora. I'm going to tap that a little bit in there, and this is NYX Matte Shadow in Dance the Tides. I'm just going to tap off the excess and then just pop that into the crease and really buff it out. This is just going to be something to transition, a transitional color, because I'm going to be adding a cool tone matte grayish brown color to my crease, so I just want a little something warm to, I just feel like it makes it blend a lot easier. And for my crease color, this is actually got this on clearance for $2.05. This is the Maybelline, right? Is this Maybelline? I think so. Can you believe? Yes, it's the Maybelline eyeshadow in the color Made for Mocha. It was like in the little clearance section at Target, and this is what it looks like. Beautiful. I'm going to take something, if you hear construction, I'm sorry, my neighbors are working on something outside and I can't tell them to stop. I'm just using a fluffy crease brush. I think this is, I don't even know what this is from, it's so old. I'm going to take some of the shadow, I'm going to pop this a little bit at a time onto my outer corner, but also bring it in a little bit more of my eye. And I'm just going to keep adding until I feel like I have enough shadow or the intensity that I'm looking for. And when it came to the 90s, at least all the women in my family, when they were wearing makeup, it wasn't anything perfect. It was very like smoked out, really kind of dark, lots of under eyeliner, like lots of eyeliner underneath your eye. So I don't want this to, by all means, to be super perfect. I just want to blend it so that there are no harsh edges. But as you can see, I'm sort of bringing it onto the lid a little bit, just for that really like soft, like blown out smoke look. That's what I like. I'm just going to highlight under the brow bone with this color. This is also from NYX, and this is called Lap Dance, with a small brush. This is also a matte creamy color. Just going to highlight a little under the brow bone, nothing too crazy. There was definitely no highlighting from what I can remember in the 90s, but I just want a little something that lifts my eyebrows. A little touch of this will do. Okay, now I'm going to work on the liner. For liner, my mother always used a pencil liner, and she just draw it on there and let that be it. And it was always matte. And it was never really, it was dark, but I think it was more like of a charcoal color, more than just black. So I'm going to sort of replicate that the best I can. I'm going to do a wing liner just to like amp up the 90s a little bit, because I do love me some wing liner. And I'm going to use this L'Oreal Infallible, the super slim liquid liner pen. I'm not going to do the wing too dramatic, but I'm going to do a basic wing and then drag it in. Now, using an angled brush, I'm going to go back in with this dark, sort of charcoaly, dark brown color, and I'm going to sort of, and I'm trying to explain this as I do it, I'm going to go over the black liner with this color just to soften the black a little bit, because I don't have like a charcoal liquid liner or cream liner or even a pencil liner. So I'm just going to darken this up, but what I like to do with this is to I don't want to say sloppily, but sort of once I place it on there, I'll show you what I do. I'm just going to place it all on. Then I just take a pencil brush, and this is just one from like Morphe's brushes or something, and I'm going to just slightly soften that liner. It's not too drastic, but I like the look, and I feel like it's very, I don't know, it's just very similar to how my mother wore her eyeliner. It was never really perfect, and I hope that the picture showed that, but if anything, it was like heavy under eyeliner. So I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes. I'm going to pump these babies up, because I am going to be adding some falsies. But before I do that, I want to add just a couple coats of mascara. I'm just going to use a little sample size of their Real, which I've had the actual large size of this before, and I really like it. Now, you absolutely don't have to add false lashes, but, you know, feels good to play dress up once in a while. And the lashes I'm using aren't super extreme or anything like that. At least I hope not, because this is the first time I'm wearing them, so they could look, they could look completely different once they're on. Now, the lashes I'm using are the Eyelure number 118, and I already have them trimmed. Let me see if I can show you what they look like. That's what they look like. Comes with one extra, and I already have them trimmed, and they come with like little applicators, which I've never used before, so wish me luck, you guys. And then I've got some of my Revlon glue on here, getting tacky. So now that my eyelashes are on and they're drying, we're pretty much done with the eyes, except under the lower lash line, which we'll get to in a bit, but now it is time to work on the face. The primer I'm using, it is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I've got a teeny bitty bit more of this. I'm just going to apply it just in the areas where I have large pores. I want my foundation, especially when you're using a matte finish foundation, you definitely want to use some kind of primer that hides any pores you might have. For foundation, oh, before I do that, going in with my Armani corrector under my eyes. I'm going to go in for foundation. I did zoom you in a little bit just because I want you to see my face better. I'm going to mix together my Estee Lauder Double Wear in Tawny and my Revlon Colorstay in 320 True Beige. The Tawny is a little bit too light for me. The 320 True Beige is a little bit dark, so I'm just going to mix both on the back of my hand until I get the right color. You don't really need much because they're both pretty full coverage. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this and it should be good to go. And now I'm just going to blend everything in with a damp beauty blender. You could use a foundation brush or a buffing brush, a flat top kabuki brush to really get a super flawless, heavy coverage, like heavy duty finish, but I'm just going to use this, my beauty blender, because I just like the way it looks. It still looks matte because it's a matte finish foundation, but I just feel like it doesn't look, it takes away any cakiness. For concealer, I'm going to use a couple different kinds to really hide my under eye circles, starting off with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I'm not using very much of this. I'm just using a little tiny bit. I'm gonna set that with the opposite side of the beauty blender. And then I'm just gonna conceal these dark circles right over here with my Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer in light medium. And this is just a concealer brush. It's the 941 by Sedona Lace. Anything will do. This is really thick, so but you can see the difference already from this side to this eye. And I'm looking in the viewfinder just to make sure that I'm in focus the whole time. And I don't bring it all the way under the eye right there because it's not necessary. I just want to hide that dark spot. I'm going to set my under eyes with my Benefit Powderflage. And this is just an e.l.f. blush brush, I think. Whoa, Nelly! That is a lot of powder. Okay, now for the rest of the face, I'm going to set it with my, you don't really need to set it, but I like to. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Airbrushing Powder, and this is just a powder brush from Sephora. I'm just lightly dusting it. I'm really not applying enough to have extra coverage. Great. And now we can move on to bronzer. Now, for bronzers in the 90s, I don't recall a lot of sculpting going on, a lot of bronzing going on. And if any bronzer, my mother actually didn't really use bronzer. She used a darker face powder. So I'm going to use my Benefit Hoola bronzer that I don't use very often because it's not really my favorite. But this is a cooler tone bronzer, and this is just my Bobbi Brown powder brush, so it's tapered at the one end. I'm going to just, apply this where I would apply my bronzer and sort of contour, but just lightly. For blush, I'm using Gingerly by MAC. There's no shimmer in here. It's not coral. It's like a dusty mauve rose. It's like a dusty mauve rose color, mauve, maybe. And then my Bobbi Brown blush brush. I think my mother only owned one blush. She wasn't really one to, actually no, I'm totally lying. She owned one blush that wasn't from Avon. Everything else was from Avon because she used to sell Avon. All the women in my mother's family used to sell Avon. All her girlfriends used to sell Avon at one point. It's a cool thing to do, didn't you know? Okay, I'm going to leave that as is. I'm just going to blend them with a big brush. And now, as much as that's killing me, I'm not adding any highlighter, but I am going to work on my lower lash line. The first thing I want to do is I want to line it with some liner. This is my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. Just going to run this in my waterline. I'm also going to run this under the lower lash line. And the color is 0, by the way. I'm going to do one eye at a time so it doesn't set. And then just going back to the pencil brush, you need to blend, blend, blend until you really smoke that out. And I'm just going to go kind of over that with the original color we used on the lid, which is the Milani color in Bella Cappuccino. And before I apply just a coat of mascara, I just want to set my face with some spray. And this is not going to give me like a dewy finish. This is just going to set all the powder in place in this Kat Von D Lock and Load Setting Spray. So I'm just going to let that set. Now I'm just going to apply a little bit more mascara. This is an Urban Decay one. I just grabbed something just to tap my falsies and my real lashes together. And then I'm going to just run this on my lower lashes a little bit. And now we can work on the lips. Now my mother and just I think every other woman in the world in the 90s wore really brown lipstick, and this was made popular again by Kylie Jenner, and it became like the lip of the year so far. And it's that really matte, like brown 90s lip. And now there's a couple things that I remembered clearly from when my mother did her lip, is that one, she always overdrew her lips because she's got, just like me, a full bottom lip, but not such a full like top portion of her lip. So she always overdrew a bit. And it was always a brownie color, and always, I wouldn't say always, but she was also obsessed with like a beauty mark, kind of like the Cindy Crawford beauty mark here, or Sophia Loren. So she would often just like make, you know, a fake one for her, and she would sport that. But I'm not going to do that, but you can see even in the picture with her and I from Carnevale, she put one on me. Don't ask. But the lip I'm going to do today is very, very, very 90s. I'm going to fill in my whole lip using Whirl lip liner. Now I'm going to warn you to really take your time with this, because you are, well I am, and you don't need to, going to overdraw my lips a little bit, especially at the top, because I want that full lip. So I'm going to just, bringing my mirror closer to me, let's see. Now I'm going to just fill in my whole lip with Whirl. Now this is what it looks like with just Whirl over it. On my lips, which is a very mauve-y color. I do want to outline just to make my lips look a little bit bigger, and I'm using Stripdown. But again, take your time, because what you don't want, which was very popular in the 90s by the way, is to really see that strong lip liner. It just looked fake, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just take my time and outline appropriately. And now for lipstick, I'm using Velvet Teddy from MAC. This is actually a sample a long time ago from The Body Needs. It's on the website. This is really old. And that is it. So you can see it's really browny, nude brown lip, really smoked out bottom lash line. Everything is matte. There's no highlighter involved here whatsoever, but this to me is my mom, it is my aunt, it's my Tia Lina, it's my Tia Mima, it's every woman I know from the 90s, and even I would say early 2000s. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and hope that you have enjoyed this look, and I'll see you soon. Bye!